everybody, welcome to the ITL. Oh, what a rainy, miserable day. It's got a little bit of like a rain chill in the air today. Working on a frog in my throat that I've been fighting with for a day or two. So if it sounds kind of rough, I apologize for that. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's what it is. Sorry about the background noises. There's an air conditioner right here. The house is muggy as can be right now. Even if we opened up the windows, it still felt muggy from the dampness in the air. So with my wife's weed problems, I try to keep it cool in the house. She breathes better. But on the other hand, they're also cutting down limbs and stuff in the alley. So it's noisy back there, and also I don't have the cover to go into for the because it's raining outside. But I don't want to get my equipment damaged. Well, you say, well, how about the garage? The garage power is down. It is down for a little while. I'm working on getting new electric line run into the garage. The power went out on it. I know what caused it. I mean, I limped it along for the last 10 years because whenever I first bought this property, I discovered that whoever installed the fencing on my middle lawn, they didn't pay attention to power lines underground and stuff, and they cut power lines underground going out to the garage in 2 places. And I limped it through until now after I repaired it, and it was just a temporary fix anyway. It was only last for like a year or 2, but I ended up putting it off because it was working just fine. And now it's out totally. So it was only running off of 110 anyway. It was a 220 setup, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it back up to what it was supposed to be in the first place, which would be better for the garage. But I gotta wait for things to happen for that. That'll be about a month probably. But that's what life's going to. That and it's kind of leaking my wounds and from the weather and trying to keep things going on. One thing that came in, I ordered a pixie kit like a month ago. I was talking about it a while back. So that way I could do, that's for the ham radios part of me. And yes, I can only do like Morse code with it, but that's cool. I used to know a lot of Morse code back in the day, but I mean that's back in the day. And I mean, the best way to do it in my eyes is to start at the bottom, build your way up, learn as you go. And a basic pixie kit will get me there, get me going. And that goes along with my ham radio hobby that I've come upon a little while back. So I actually got that in the mail yesterday. I got it in this little box. Yes, it's a Continental box. Which I plan on using this box actually as the case for the pixie kit. Because pixie kit, unless you order the cases for them, which are kind of block, you basically put the kit together, the DIY kit, and then you just build your own box, go from there. Now, these run off of what they call crystals. This crystal is right on the bottom realm of where I should be doing Morse code on with my license, my tech license. It's right at the bottom, and it's not, I mean, you have drift. And I'd rather have it where it's up a little higher with the crystal at least comes with. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to go ahead and put this together in a way that I can change the crystals out, because you can order different crystals for it to get you and put in different areas of the bands. And this is for, what was it? It escapes my mind, and I apologize. This is not, I'm dealing with a lot of issues right now. But yeah, it's the pixie kit. It took me a little while to get this because I didn't order it in country, I ordered it out of country, had it shipped in. But it comes in little pieces. Matter of fact, here's the circuit board. Then you got to put it together. well, I'm going to modify it. You can buy cases for these, little stack cases for these, and those are nice, and they're small, and you can tell it's going to be a real small radio for Morse code. And these, you can't change the frequencies on it. Well, how you do is you change the crystal out. Well, this is made to have it soldered onto the board. There's a way around that. You can buy the board that has the seat, so you can pop the crystal in and out, or you can just make your own seat and have the wires extend down to the board, and whatever case you're going to build or use, and have it so you can slide the crystal in and out. As long as it makes good contact, you're good. So later on, I'm going to use this crystal to get it started. Nothing major, just to get it, make sure it's on frequency, it's actually working. But then the crystal, I'm going to order a set of crystals. So that way I can change frequencies as I want, just by pulling and changing the crystals out. And then, all I'm using is Morse code. So that's all you can do. So that way, it becomes more versatile. Hence the larger box. This little, you could get a really pretty small setup if you really wanted to. Because you figure that size of a board. You can go pretty sticking small and portable compared to that. I'm going to use this box because I want to have the crystals stored in here. It's not going to have like a AC power supply, because this will run off of a power supply over to AC to DC. You just plug it in. That's what it's set up for. But it'll run no matter what. It's going to run maximum 12 volts. 9 volts. Sorry. So what I have chosen to do is get a little 9-volt battery set up. And this just has a switch on it for on and off. And I want to wire this for the power supply. Run a little 9-volt battery. If I wanted to, I could actually go with a rechargeable and set it up with a plug. That way I can recharge this whenever it's sitting. Is it going to last a long time? No. But you carry extra little 9-volt batteries, and it makes you totally portable. Except for, whatever antenna you're going to use, you have to carry that up now. But a lot of people do this setup, and I'm going to use different little things that just remind me it's powered on. I'm going to use an LED light, small LED light, which is going to draw a little more power, but it'll remind me that hey, it's still running. But yeah, you do Morse code with these, if I haven't mentioned it yet, and it's a kit. You got to put it together. It gives you all the resistors and everything, a little bag, everything, and it'll do just fine. Plan on growing though. Growing as time goes on, and this will give me something to do. And I'll order extra crystals in for it. That way, well, they're called crystals. They don't look like a crystal, but they're called crystals. But I'm going to order the extra ones in, and then with this size of a case, I'll have room to be able to store the different frequency crystals right inside the case, so I can just pop it in and out and have it where I can just slide them right in. But yeah, I'll do something about the outside of the box to make it look a little better. But it'll be big enough to carry around, even a small bag or anything, but not too cumbersome when we get done. It's part of the ham radio realm to me. I could actually use this for different frequencies. I can take it down to different, quite a few different frequencies, different bands, and it'll work. You can buy the crystals. You can buy the crystals and swap a bit of it out. It'll work. You got to change your antenna too, modify it. But you can figure out what frequencies you're going to be playing on, for the most part. Then turn around and buy, and I'll be making the antennas. Make the antenna to match the frequencies that you're going to be doing. And the antennas, the ones I'm going to be building, are just basic, simple wire antennas, I'll call them. Sorry. And you tune them and it'll work. It'll be portable. That way I can throw it on a bike, even though the antenna's going to have long wire. Just roll them up, and it just I'm using like speaker wires. Well, you just roll them up and put them in a nice little bag, throw them on the bike. That way, I mean, actually, I'm kind of thinking this is kind of outside the realm a little bit of speaking, but basically like a bug out radio. You can still communicate with this. It's all battery. I mean, if you get rechargeable batteries, you can actually recharge this thing if you want with like a solar cell or solar panel or something. If you get yourself to set up, then it'll be fine. It'll be just fine. Might take a while to charge it, but it'll be fine. It's a form of communication. Now, I'm not good. I know basic, really basic Morse code. Really basic. Something I'll be learning. And that's what you use with this, Morse code. Something small, something to add to my ham radio collection. It's a fun thing to get into if it's something you get into. But it's a good start. It's a good start. And a lot of times I'll go ahead and order these kits and just build a case for it. You can buy cases for the kits that they've created for them, and it makes it nice and small and handy and everything. I'm like, no. I want my own. I want what I put together, and it'll do me. It'll work. It'll be nice to be able to just pack it. Be something small I can pack on the bike. Whenever I get done, it should fit really easily in my tank bag to go down the road, or one of my side front cans. Just boogie down the road. Now, yeah, I haven't used Morse code in so long. It's unreal. I have to really learn and study up on that. And there's a lot of learning to it. I'm willing to do it. It'll work. It'll work out really nice. There is modifications, and I spoke of one that I'll be doing to this. First place, it's just going to run off a 9-volt battery. That's one modification. I'm going to have it so I can change out the crystals easy. Another modification. It's going to have different levels inside the case. Basically, it's going to have a piece that goes down in to cover all the board and everything, keep dust, dirt away from it. And possible if it rains, it'll help protect it. It ain't going to protect it totally, but it'll help protect it. Because it's still going to have holes through the side, because you're going to have a place where you can plug your keyer in and a headset for speakers. Or like me, I'm going to have an external microphone, a speaker I can plug into it. To change the frequencies, you'll have to change the crystals, though. A little bit of pain in the rear, but it'll work. This is not going to be where I'm going to stop, though. I'm going to have a more functional little radio for doing Morse code on, and I'm not using some of the terminology. I apologize for that. It's just my mind is woo. I am not doing well. The weather's gotten to me. Yeah. So, but there's one modification. I'm planning on making a video, and I'm going to try to figure out how to label it correctly for some of you, or a lot of you are not going to be interested in these videos. Birds are going nuts. A lot of these videos I'm going to be making, to a lot of you, it's not going to be interested in. But I'm going to try to make videos on me putting the pixie kit together. I'm not sure how long they're going to be, if maybe make a small series of them. But I'm going to try my best at this. I've never done something this detailed on video. I normally just like to just put it together and get it done here, but I'm going to try to have a video where I'm explaining how I'm putting it together. I'm not going to show every little solder point and all that. No, I'm going to say, well, I'm going to work on this section, and I'm going to put these in. Then I'll go ahead and shut the camera off, do it real quick, then show it. And if I had any difficulties or anything, see any problems, I can mention it into the video. Because it's been a long time since I've done any building like this. And it's small. It's not expensive. In fact, it's actually a good little kit for the person who, say, I just wanted to get into small electronics, just start, a child, to build. I mean, it takes your basic solder skills, and basically, it's a good place, a good way to start learning. It's been a long time since I've done something like this, so it'll take me a little while. So I'm gonna go ahead and just, what I'll do is I'll cut the video on and off and show you, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what and then I'll cut it and say, this is what I've done, this is where we're gonna move on to. Now I'll explain to you why I'm going in through a different step by step, a little bit. I'm not there going to make them to basically teach somebody a full teaching thing. I want to be able to show people that this can be done with basic skills, that you could do it too. You really could do it too. Because something totally basic like this, I mean, you're working with tuning or anything. As a matter of fact, the tuning's all in the, there is a small tuner in it, built into it for it, but that's not a big deal. Frequency tuner, but it's not anything major. You just gotta get yourself, if you're older, like, well, actually I have a little bit of trouble seeing the bands on the resistors and stuff. I'll use a micro, oh, my mind just went. There's ways to be able to see it. Oh, there's ways to see it. I apologize for the way I'm going at it today. It's just, I'm dealing with a lot right now. But yeah. Got out on the bike and enjoyed it this week. It's worked along really well. Got my pixie kit in. That made me happier. Even though it's a little bit large of a box for what a lot of people use, but I'm planning on putting a lot in this. The power supply is going to be in here, the battery. I want to have an LED light to show me the battery's on. That way it reminds me, hey, shut it off. And that way you don't run it down or hurt it. That way you can shut it off. I'm going to have room to store extra crystals in there. So I wanted the extra room. And since this is a style case that I came across, it has the little where you pop the lid up, and I want to open it up just to use it. I'm going to be able to turn it on and actually use it with this. Now, I'm developing, you need a key for this. There's different keys you can get. And the ham radio operators, they should know about these keys. There's ways, I want to have the port socket be able to plug a keyer in to this when I get done, but it's going to also have a setup built into it whenever I get done, and I'm not revealing it totally right now, where it'll be self-efficient. You could use this without a keyer. It'll have basically its own key built into this, and I mean, it's going to be basic, but it will work. So it's like a bug out bag, okay? You want a radio for a bug out bag, more that you can be able to communicate with people. First place, a lot of people, they hear it's a DAWs, they don't understand that too well normally at this age, because I mean, Morse code is a thing of the past, though. They kind of say, well, you can communicate back and forth, and people just all they hear is and like, what's that? So it'd be kind of a good bug out thing per se. And it'd be nice to be able to have it where you don't have to worry about plugging a keyer in. And technically, to listen to it, you'll need a speaker of some sort. Well, if you find yourself a headset, you can plug that in, that way you can hear it. I have a number of little plug-in speakers, external speakers, little ones that I'm going to have in a backpack for this. But I can use that, and one of them's not battery operated, but it's not as loud as it could be. But it'll work with a set of headsets, a small wire antenna made for it. Well, it's not quite small, but a small wired antenna for it that you can deploy up into trees and stuff. And this, hey, you're talking. In an emergency, you're talking. If your area has been destroyed by a tornado, you're still able to communicate. It's just a good idea in my eyes, especially for, well, it would be good for prepping. I mean, I kind of see it as actually be cool to throw on a bike for my trips. And as I go on, I mean, normally always have internet access where I go places, but I'll let people know that as I'm coming. They're like, okay, I'm gonna be here, I'll be going here, but during the evening when I get here, I'll go ahead and deploy my antenna. I'll set it up and say, hey, I'm in the area, I'm coming in, because this whatever I get, I mean, this will hit the frequencies where you'll be actually the levels where you can actually transmit. Well, you could say around halfway around the world it's been done, but you go long distances, or very, very long distances. And I'm not using the right terminology. My head's a little foggy today, but yeah, it kind of lets you gets the idea out. And I'll talk more about this later. But I just got this in actually day before yesterday, and I was super excited to see it, even though it's work for me to get done. And I got to get certain things I haven't seen in a long time to be able to put this together and actually get it filmed for you guys. Because I'm not going all the way through it, showing you every little solder point. That's not needed. I will go through and make a video on, it might be a couple videos on me installing the components onto the board, and then what I'll do is I'll make a video on basically how to identify the components, because to a layman person, you look at a resistor, all that, they all look the same, except they have little color bands on them. Color bands is how you tell what sizes they are and where you put them on a board. But I'm getting ahead of myself on that. I will make a video on that to go along with the video putting it together. Kind of just you could do this, you could do this also type video. Now they're not going to be strictly like a teaching videos, but I'm hoping they'll help somebody else out down the road. At one time I was awesome with electronics. I've forgotten quite a bit since then, but it won't take me much to get back into it. It helped that my father was electrical engineer. He had a TV repairman and all that. He taught me. But yeah, yeah, life is will just go on. But that's one thing came into my life. I'll be putting together here soon. Be working on getting the videos. You wonder why I'm out in the garage. Well, said power's out on the garage. I'm going to the manual for the garage door. I'm working to get the electrical line replaced. It's going to go from the 110 patch together that I had to it'll be 220 going out to the garage. A little bit better for the garage because it was wired for 220 to start with until they put the fencing in on this property. That was before I owned it. Then cut the wires. That's what I had to. They were just spliced together. They're safe. They're all right, but the way they're set up. But in time, you get corrosion and whatnot. I mean, even what you think is a nicely sealed box that's made for it, you're going to get corrosion eventually, especially with this wet weather. And I mean, so that gets the wiring going to get replaced. So I'm planning on doing it myself, and that's not going to be on video though, because I'm not going to show you something like that and say, okay, you do it yourself. And people say, well, MuzzleMike showed me how to do it. Kind of gives me a responsibility, and it's dangerous work, guys. Laying the wire is not hard. It's not that dangerous. But whenever it's the idea of hooking it in and then turning it on and testing it, I mean, somebody can get really hurt and die. So I'd rather not show that on video. I've learned my father was an electrician whenever I was growing up, And he taught me, well, don't do this. This will kill you. But you can do this, then turn the power on. Make sure you're safe. And he taught me well. He taught me well. But yeah, I got to work on getting the power back on in the garage. That way we can start working, showing more videos in the garage. Because this kit here, I would put it on a stand by my garage if I had it running. Well, I'm going on too long here. This is MuzzleMike, hoping you all have a great week. Signing out.